Hello, everybody. I'm just making sure we got a good frame here. Let's try again. Okay. Welcome to Flow Together Wednesdays. I'm Nancy. And today is a half moon in the sky. And so today we are going to be focusing on half moons in our bodies. The typical half moon. Here, I'm not warmed up yet. I'm warming up with you guys. And so we're going to be working into that and some variations of that. So we're going to work on our hips, a little bit of hamstrings, a little bit of quads. So we are going to begin seated. For this class, blocks are recommended because we have one exercise where we're going to want a nice flat back with our hands underneath our shoulders. Yeah, some of you I know can be here with your fingertips and still have a nice flat back. But this is also nice as well. And you have lots of degrees there. And you have coffee cans for just as well. So you can improvise. So let's come into our Sukhasana. Sukhasana meaning sukha, meaning ease, asana meaning pose. Sukha can also translate ease or sweetness. And so it kind of reminds us that all of our asanas, we want to try to find that bit of sweetness in them. Between the ease and the strength, there's a sense of bliss in each pose. So let's find the bliss now, or at least have the intention of finding the bliss. Little wiggles out. Check in with what your body is asking right now. It's going to change every day. Just be curious with your body. Be curious with its quirks. Be curious with its strengths and weaknesses. It's all part of the spectrum of being alive. And as you settle into a relative stillness, let the breath be the most movement in your body. And explore its expansion and its release. Let's bring some movement with that breath. So we'll inhale to pull the shoulders up. As we exhale, pull them back and down. Sigh out your mouth. Inhale to squeeze up through the nose. And exhale. Push down at the bottom of that exhale. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale. Okay, let's inhale the arms up. And exhale, reach out and down. Let's open the palms to the front, to the world, to the morning. Inhale to rise. Exhale. One more inhale, lift. And as we exhale, we'll tip on over to the left side. Push down into the right sit bone as you lower the left shoulder. Maybe look past the tricep. Reach long. Exhale, sink. Inhale, come through the center. And exhale to the other side. Bend in with the right elbow. Push down into the left sit bone. Get long through the left side body. Another exhale to sink. And an inhale to rise. Exhale, hands come down. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. We're not pulling right now we have a nice wide diamond. So we're not in full butterfly, we're in a butterfly variation. So hold on to the ankles. And as we inhale, let's push the chest through the shoulders and look up. As we exhale, tuck the tailbone, curl the spine. As we inhale, the heart leads to lift. And on the exhale, the core leads to curl. Sides, you can see. Inhale. So basically, this is our seated cat-cow. Pull the navel in to start the movement back into cat. Press the chest forward and up for the cow belly stretch. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale. And inhale to sit up. We will pull the heels on in for our butterfly. Just give a little flutter, not a serious push, just kind of waking up the inner hips, saying hi, good morning. Okay, now we will dive. Let's lift our heart. So pull the heels so we can lift our heart. And as we exhale, we're going to dive over the feet. We're not going to use our elbows. We're not going to, at this stage, we're not going to push down our knees. Just let the musculature of the body take care of it. And then when our chest can't go any further, we can release the head, even if that's up here. So press the chest forward. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop. Release the head. And wherever you are, we're just going to gently sway the chin toward the shoulder. And sway the chin toward the other shoulder. You might need to do a little bit of a lift with the head to get in line. And back down to center. Draw the navel in. We'll inhale to stack the spine. Come on up. Okay, left hand comes on the left thigh. Fingers toward the torso. We're going to slide the flesh out and down. Right hand comes around to support the spine. Roll the right shoulder open and look over to the right in a twist. Breathe into the left sit bone, the start of the twist. Inhale here. And exhale, release. Let's do the other side. So slide the hand down the right thigh. Left hand comes around behind. Roll the shoulder open. And twisting to the left. And exhale, release. We're going to extend the right leg. Keep the left foot bent. We're kind of in a tree, Sukhasana pose. We're going to take our thumbs right on into the hip crease. Push down on the thigh with the fingers. Lift the heart. Inhale here. Flex the foot. Get nice and active. And as we exhale, we'll slide toward the ankle. Inhale to bring it up. Press into the thigh to get to sit up nice and tall. Exhale to slide down. Inhale, rise. Now moving the breath a little bit faster. Start moving the blood through the body. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale down. Let's hold here for 3 breaths. So even though we're in a static pose, we inhale long through the spine and we exhale melt over the leg. See if you can find that little ripple through the spine, if you can make it exaggerated. Okay, this next inhale, draw the navel in, walk the hands in, stack the spine, head comes a blast. We're going to curl this left hand around behind, so we make a line through our bodies. And we're going to take the right hand, sweep it up. Inhale, press the hips forward. Reach as far away from those right toes with the right fingers as you can. And exhale, sweep it on down. And we'll switch legs. Right, thumbs come into the hip crease. Press down on the thigh with the palms. Sit up. Tuck the chin. Inhale. Exhale, sweep it down to the leg. Inhale to come up. Flex the toes toward the face. Exhale, sweep it down. Inhale. Picking it up a little bit. Exhale. So make sure we get complete inhales and exhales. So it's going to use the core to push out all the air. And we're also kind of waking up our hamstrings. So don't feel like you have to go all the way into the deep depths of your hamstrings. We're just kind of saying good morning, hamstring. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Let's exaggerate the spine if that's available. Inhaling long. Exhaling, melt the heart. Inhale, bring it long. Exhale, melt. And exhale. And then we'll stack. Walk the hands in, draw the navel in, and come on up to sit. Right hand comes around behind the hips. Sweep the left hand forward and up. Press the hips forward. Reach the fingertips as far away from the left toes as you can. And exhale on back down. Beautiful. Take a moment. And we'll come into our tabletop. Let's make sure the toes are released because we're going to be using the hands underneath the shoulders. Fan out the fingers, press into the finger pads so that we can distribute the weight, not just into the heel of our hand. As we inhale, drop the belly. And as we exhale for our cat, we're going to press into the tops of the feet, lift the knees. Look back at our toes. Inhale, cow belly stretch. Exhale, lift. Kind of a downward dog variation. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Maybe roll over the toes and come into a downward dog. Walk the hands out, up on the toes. Roll it out on an inhale. On an exhale, chaturanga. Elbows stay close to the body. Inhale here. Exhale, push to push up. Take an inhale. Exhale, come down into our tricep push-up. Inhale. Exhale to push up. One more inhale. Exhale to push up and come all the way to the ground. Okay, reach back strongly with the toes. Feel the thighs engage. Fingertips along the side of the body. As we inhale, thumbs roll up, palms turn out. Exhale to release, forehead just does a little tap. Inhale to lift the heart, reach back with the feet. Exhale, waking up our spine. Hello, spine. Waking up our back muscles. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, lift. Maybe interlace the fingers. Reach the knuckles back toward the heels. Press and inhale into the mat. And exhale. Every back bend is a front stretch. So let's set up our hands for our chaturanga. Tuck the toes. Roll the shoulder heads away from the ground first. Engage the core. Press it up. Down. Okay, on an exhale, we're lowering down into tabletop. Find your tabletop again. We're going to inhale the right leg. Let's see which one we do first. Yes, our right leg back. Toes point down. Press the toes into the ground. Push the weight back into the heel so we get a nice stretch to the right calf. Just push back so much that the left knee floats. Arms engage. And exhale on down. Let's lift that right leg. Now we're going to turn the toes to face out toward the right, so the right hip lifts over the left hip. Okay, everyone got that? Beautiful. Inhale here. As we exhale, left toes come off the ground, off the mat, pivot off the mat behind you. And we settle that right foot. So we're all set up for gate pose. So I'll marry you. Okay, let's make sure that the hips, the knee, the right ankle, left hand are all on the same plane. Shoulders are stacked. Here's a great place for a block. So in our half moon, let's reach the fingertips as far away from the toes as we can. Press the hips forward. Okay, on our next inhale, we're going to rise up to a T. Let's check our positioning here that the left hip is directly over the left knee. Okay. All right, inhale to reach up with the left arm. Exhale to tip over that leg, stay in the plane. Inhale to come up to a T. Exhale, let's come back to our half moon. Reach it out on an inhale. Exhale, we're going to bring knee to elbow. Inhale to reach long, set the foot. Exhale to come up to a T. Inhale, reach up with the left hand. Exhale, tilt. So let's make sure this left shoulder is not caving forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale to quarter moon. Inhale to reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale long. Exhale. Inhale, find length through the left side body. Exhale to tip. Inhale up. Exhale, quarter moon. Inhale to stretch long. Exhale, pulse in. Inhale long. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Find space, keep the plane. Exhale, tip. Inhale up. This time we're going to bend into this right knee, and we're going to come off the left knee. So we're stacked, but now our hips are going to come forward. We're in a half warrior two. Just like with warrior two, we need to check in with this knee, make sure it's not caving inward. We want it to go toward the little toe side so we can actually see the big toe past our knee. Inhale here. Exhale, let's bring the elbow to the knee, reach overhead for a half side angle. Inhale up. Now we're going to take this right hand, or left hand. Left hand comes around, catches the right thigh. See this? There it is. Let's get a nice exalted. And now we're going to pull the hip back and reach the right hand out as if we were coming into a triangle, like a half triangle. We're looking for some sensation over the left hip. All right, inhale into the half warrior, release both arms. And let's come on out to our our quarter moon. Lift the foot. Bend the knee. Behind, maybe we can reach back and get the foot, kick the foot into the hand, spiral the heart to the sky. We're going to try to keep that leg parallel to the ground. You don't want it winging up or winging down. All right, on the next inhale, we'll reach long. And keep that right foot up as we pivot back into our tabletop. Swing the right leg out to the side. Once it gets out there, maybe we can extend the left leg or the left hand out to the other side. Awkward airplane. On our next inhale, we'll reach it long in bird dog. Left hand, right leg. And exhale, set it down. Take a cat-cow. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale the left leg up. We're going to flex the foot, set the foot onto the left foot. Set the toes to the ground, press back so much that the right knee floats, and we start to work into the back of the lower leg, the calf. And let's lower on down. We'll inhale that leg up. We'll lift the hips so the toes spiral out to the side. Our left hip is lifted. We're going to hug in the right hip to get the hips stacked. And as you're ready, we are going to turn the right toes off the mat. And we're going to set the left foot on the ground. We're going to reach on up into our quarter moon. Fine length. Reach it out. Press the hips forward. On an exhale, we're going to power our lift up to a T. Check in. Right hip over right knee. Left leg extended. Right, inhale to rise. Find the core here. The core supports this bend. Come into a bend. Inhale to come up to a T. Exhale to come down into our half moon. Inhale to reach long, lift the toes. Exhale, pulse, elbow to knee. Want the knee to come up more or less toward the sky. Inhale, long, set the foot. Exhale, our T-arms. Inhale, reach up, get a long line on the right side body. Exhale, tip. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Inhale, long. Exhale, side crunch. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Step, shoulders and hips stay on the plane. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one. Reach it out. Crunch it in. Inhale up. And exhale up. Okay, we're going to turn, make sure the toes are turned out, and we're going to bend into that knee, coming off the right knee. Setting up kind of warrior two happening over here. Make sure that we can see our big toe. Now let's set the elbow and reach overhead. Maybe you can slide on down and get the heel. See how that works? Make sure that the right shoulder stays open. You can still look up toward the ceiling. And inhale on up. We're going to take the right hand around behind, catch the left thigh. See my fingers there? Flip the left palm, reach on up. Press into this thigh. Get more space through the left side body. And on our next exhale, we're going to pull the hip in, reach the left hand out over the left leg. So it's almost like we're about to come into a triangle, but we're not. So we're just trying to get that sensation through the right hip. And this idea of length through the torso. Maybe look up toward the ceiling. Inhale on up, release the hands. Up, come out back to a T. And as we exhale, we'll come back into our quarter moon. We'll lift up the left leg. We'll bend the knee and get the left foot kick into the hand. So let the foot kicking into the hand roll open the heart. Press the hips forward. Find the sweetness. Our avenue for finding sweetness in any discomfort is our breath. We can maintain a mindful breath. We have the space to explore the sweetness. All right, let's release that leg. Inhale on. As we exhale, we're going to pivot around. We're going to swing the left leg out to the side. And find our balance and maybe extend the right arm out. Awkward airplane. I love awkward airplane. It's so awkward. Next inhale, we'll extend long. And we're going to take a cat-cow. Move your cat-cow. Again, however your body wants it. So look for the sweetness. Look for the sukha in every pose, every transition. And we'll tuck the toes. And come on up to down dog. High down dog, old friend. Finish your next exhale. Look to the hand. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, flip over the legs. Reach back with the fingertips. Lift the chin. We'll rise all the way to the top. And exhale to namaste. Okay, we're going to turn along the wide part of our mat, just like I am. Go on our right side. If you've ever done my full moon flow, then this little sequence will be a bit recognizable. We're going to inhale the arms up, get nice and tall into candle. As we exhale, we're going to step way out, pivot the feet to the corners of the mat, and come into goddess. Inhale in goddess, so we kind of keep our core here. Exhale, maybe we sink the hips a little bit more. And on our next inhale, we're over to the left side, all the way up into candle. So playing with the balance. On the exhale, we'll step out again. Inhale here. Exhale to sink. Over to the right side. Big step up into candle. And exhale to namaste. Definition of adventure is uncertainty of outcome. So if you wobble and bobble, have fun with it. And our next inhale is over to the left. Stretch it up high. Exhale. And start swinging. Inhale to rise. Exhale, step it out. Okay, this time we're going to settle into our goddess pose. Let's bring our hands onto the knees. We'll inhale like a tall spine. As we exhale, lead with the heart. And as we inhale, pull the navel in, roll it up. Exhale, just like we did at the beginning. The core starts the inhale motion, and the heart leads the exhale. Okay, next inhale, let's come on up into our goddess. Swing the hips, knees go in the same direction as the toes. Inhale over to the right side. Exhale to namaste. Inhale to rise. Exhale, step it out. Take space. Inhale over to the left. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, step it out. We're going to stop here again. Inhale, come up into star. Turn the toes inward. And let's dive forward. Get the hands underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale to get long through the spine. Exhale to walk the hands back in line with the shoulders. Release the crown of the head to the floor. Now, if your head is touching the floor, scoot the feet in. We want to create release through the spine with gravity. And if our head is resting on the ground, that's not happening. And let's explore the sweetness in this pose. Shifting our weight gently to the outer blades of the feet. And then just mindfully rocking the weight into the toes. Feel what that does to the stretch. Mindfully rocking back just a bit into the heels. We want to mostly get into our toes. Breathe all the way up into your hips. Finish the exhale. We'll walk the hands out so they're under the shoulders. Inhale, reach long with the crown of the head. Exhale, hands to hips. Pull the shoulders back. Inhale, rise up with a flat back. And exhale. We're gonna, on the next inhale, come all the way to the right side of the mat. And exhale, hands, heart center. Lovely. Here's where we're gonna get our blocks. We're gonna come into flat back. So maybe you're here, maybe you're here. Medium setting. Get your coffee cans, get some books. Maybe you're on fingertips. I'm going to play with my blocks. I like my blocks. So get a nice, sturdy setup with my hands. Bring the bones of the big toes together. We're going to inhale the left leg up. My toes are pointing down, just like in our bird dog. But now we're going to turn the toes out to the side. Remember how that lifts the left hip? That's what we're looking for. Snuggle the right hip in. That'll help open things up a bit. Now bend the left leg. Use the weight of the foot to open the hip. Maybe you can look over your right shoulder and say hi to your toes. Hi, toes. Okay, this is our inhale. As we exhale, we're going to roll that knee around. We square back down to the ground, but then as we inhale, the knee's going to come back and open up. Exhale, bring it around. Inhale, up and open. Knees kiss. And inhale. Hip stack. Okay, this next inhale will stay. Take an exhale, and then the next inhale will reach that leg long. And we're going to bend into the standing leg. Let the left foot hit the ground. And here we are in our warrior two, full warrior two legs. Let's make sure the shoulders are over the hips. We tend to lean forward, so let's pull the, okay, right, where are you? So we're in our right leg, warrior two. We tend to lean into this thigh, so push into the right thigh to make sure the shoulders square up over the hips. Find your feet. Find your strength in your legs. so we can find some lightness in our upper body. Inhale here. Exhale to settle the hips. The breath is our bridge to sweetness. So let's inhale to lift. Exalted warrior. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, set the right elbow, reach overhead, side angle. Exhale back to warrior. Inhale to lift. Exhale, notice our foundation is allowing us this freedom to move. Inhale. Okay, this next one, we're going to skip through the warrior two and come right on up to exalted on the inhale. Exhale, we come all the way down to our side angle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep. Last one, inhale. Let's extend the front leg. Let's reach out over that leg, just like we did in our gate. Find the space on the lower part of the body, the right side. And then we'll come into our cat triangle. Again, everything on the same plane. So we're nudging our hips this way, leaning our shoulders back, particularly that left shoulder. Make sure we're all stacked up. Okay, we're going to make our switch into half moon. So go ahead and bring the hand to the hip. Look down at the right foot. Soften through the knee. Hop. Hop. Here's a great place to have a block again. That feels good. And then we want to make sure we keep this, have a little micro bend in the standing leg so that we're not hyperextending. Protect our knees. We need to love our knees. Okay, if you feel comfortable here, or even if you don't feel comfortable and you want to try something different, bend the back knee. Get the left foot. Kick into the hand. Just explore with it. No expectation at all, even if you've done this 25 million times. Like, oh, maybe you'll discover something new in it. We're looking for Sukha, even when we're wobbly, even when we're strong. All right, next inhale, extend long. Exhale, we're going to square the hips over the ground. So turn the left toes to the ground and step it back into a nice big lunge. Lower the back knee. We're going to inhale to lift up. Exhale, we're going to take the right hand around, catch the outer left thigh. We look back over that right shoulder. Keep reaching up and over with the left hand. Reach back with the left toes. Okay, let's inhale, swing the arms up. Exhale, left hand comes under left shoulder. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Actually, we'll get both hands on the ground. We're going to slide this right foot back, turn it out to the side at about hip level. And left hand under left shoulder. Swing the right hand back to point back at the left leg. Okay, inhale to lift the hips. We're in this side plank variation. Exhale to sink. Flex into that left foot. All right, shoulders stack. Exhale to sink. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, we're going to come down, pivot around, sit down. So our left leg's extended, right leg's crossed over. Hug the knee in nice and close. Come into a twist. We're going to bring the right hand behind the spine. Press into the ground to lift the heart. And then maybe the left elbow comes to the outside of the knee. Breathe with gusto against that thigh. And on an exhale, let's come back in. So instead of Janu this time, we're going to bring the outer blade of the left foot into the crease of the right thigh. You can keep it at a figure 4 if that feels good. If the knee floating isn't very comfortable for you, you can always stick a block under there. All right, let's inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, let's fold over the left leg. Press into the thigh actively with the left foot so that we're not collapsing through the ankle.
And even here, let's find a ripple, even if it's small. Inhaling long, exhaling to melt. See if we can ripple our spine with every breath. Inhale to look at the toes. Exhale to come on up. My friends who have the foot in half lotus, let's come back to a figure 4. Right leg crossed over left. Let's bring our hands back behind us. Roll the shoulder head back, lift the heart. Start to slide the left foot in. So it's a nice little seated pigeon. Again, keep the right foot. Keep the right foot flexed. Okay, maybe we can slide this left heel close to the bum. Keep the heart open. Okay, if your foot is really close to the sit bone, let's walk it out just a little bit. Let's walk the hands back a little bit. On our next inhale, we're going to lift the hips into a pigeon tabletop. Whoop. Keep the right knee rotating wide. As we exhale, we're just going to lower to hover. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, sweep it up, set it back into our pigeon. And the next inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, hover the hips. Inhale, extend through the right heel. Keep the heart up open. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, sweep it up and set it down. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, sit. Let's bring the heel in. Bring the chest closer to the ankle. Keep the shoulders rolling away to get lots of space. We're looking for some sensation on the outer right hip into the glute. And let's release legs, give them a little shake. We should be facing the back of the mat at this point. Cross the ankles, roll it forward. Shoot the legs back. We'll come into our vinyasa. Exhale for the push-up. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale back to down dog. At the end of the exhale, I'm going to walk my hands back to my feet. Why don't everybody do that? Everybody walk their hands back to their feet. If you have blocks on the front of the mat, now you're going to move your blocks to the front of the mat or to the back of the mat. That's the direction we're facing. All right, let's walk it out to the top of the mat with our hands. Here we are in plank. And let's walk the feet in. Now we're at the top of the mat. Hang heavy over the thighs. Sink into the heels, soften the knees, draw the navel away from the thighs, and roll on up to stand. Let's connect with ourselves in mountain pose. See if we can find our sweetness even in a pose that isn't it just standing there? No, it's not just standing there. Find the strength in the legs, really power down through the feet. As we power down through the soles of the feet, we feel a power lift through the calves, through the legs. Gently engage the core to keep the hips neutral. Draw the navel in. Let the chest be open without popping. Shoulder blades resting gently on the back. Chin tucked in. So we have lots of space for the back of our neck. Let's inhale the lift. Facing the back of the mat. Exhale the swan dive. Hands come under shoulders. Okay, set up so the wrists are underneath the shoulders. Hips are over the heels. Okay, bring the bones of the big toes together. Okay, now we're going to lift the left leg. Toes start pointed down. And then we're going to open the hip by turning the toes out to the left, lifting the left hip over the right, snuggle the right hip. Oh, wait. I'm backwards, sorry. Settle back in. Right leg lifts. You want to do that? Right leg lifts. Turn the toes out to the right. Snuggle the left hip in. Okay, and then we're going to bend that knee. Look over our left shoulder and our right toes. Use the weight of the foot to open the hip. Pull the left hip in toward the midline. Now we're going to begin our roll as we exhale. That knee draws a big circle over toward the shoulder. Comes to kiss the other knee. Inhale, goes straight back, opens at the top. Exhale around. Inhale, lift and open. Last one. Inhale, open. Let's hold here for 3. Get your toes 2. And 1. Breathe that foot out long. Toes turned out to the side. Bend into the left knee. And we're going to lower into our warrior 2. On the left side. Okay, again, ground into the feet. Let's make sure our shoulders are over the hips. Let's make sure we can see our big toe. And let's find our flow. Inhale to lift. Exalted warrior, exhale. Warrior 2. Inhale, settle the left elbow, reach overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale to rise. Exhale. Inhale to reach. And this time on the inhale, we're just going to skip through the warriors and just go from exalted. Exhale down to the side angle. Inhale, lift. And exhale. And sink the hips. And this time as we inhale and lift up into our exalted, we'll straighten the left leg. Lots of space on the left side body as we push the hips back, reach over. Settle the hand. Roll that right shoulder open and stack the shoulders. We're going to nudge the hips slightly forward. We're going to lean the shoulders slightly back. Trikonasana. And as we get ready for our half moon, let's settle the right hand on the right hip. Bring that right foot forward and we float the right foot. A little micro bend in the left knee to keep us stable without locking the joint. And then maybe we rise up and explore the full expression of the pose or any variation. Breathe into sweetness. And if you're feeling it, bend the right leg, get the right foot, kick into the hand. Sugar cane or shepherd's crook, depending on what website you're on. Release the foot if you got it. Extend it long. And as we exhale, the right hand's going to come to the ground. We're going to square the hips. Right toes point toward the earth. And step it back, lower on the back knee. And we'll inhale to rise into our Anjaneyasana. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Left hand's going to come around and catch the right thigh. We're going to reach up and back with the right hand. Look over the left shoulder. Inhale, let's bring both hands up. Exhale, both hands come to the mat, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. We're going to slide this left foot back and point the toes out to the side about hip level. Roll onto the outer blade of the right foot. Right hand under shoulder. Let's windmill the left arm around. Point it back at the heel. Inhale, press the hips up. Side plank variation. Exhale to sink the hips. Inhale to lift. Exhale to sink. Inhale, rise. And on this exhale, we're going to sink all the way down onto the hip. Pivot around so that we are facing the front of the mat again. This time the right leg is extended and the left knee is hugged into the heart. Left hand comes around behind. Presses into the earth to lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Inhale the right arm up, and maybe the elbow gets to the outside. Maybe we just hug. And then again, breathe with gusto. Pull that breath against the thigh. Squeeze the abs into the thigh. Finding the joy in moving around all the organs. One more inhale here. And we'll exhale to release. Let the left knee wing out. So we have a figure four, or we're going to slide that foot right into the hip crease. Keep some integrity in that ankle. I'm not going to collapse it. Again, block under the knee if that feels good. Let's inhale nice and tall. Exhale, melt. And let's find our ripple, our spine ripple. Inhale, lengthen out of the hips. Exhale, melt over the leg. Enjoy the difference between sides. Completely knowing your body in this moment. Explore it as if it were a brand new landscape. No expectations. Or if there are expectations, just noticing them, noticing how you might match up to expectation. Notice how you might not match up to expectation and how the mind responds to that. A lot of times when things don't meet our expectations, it tends to stress us out. And so that's why having big expectations is not necessarily helpful for resilience and rejuvenation. Expectation tends to narrow possibility. Okay, let's inhale, look at the toes. Exhale to come on up. Slide that foot, if it isn't already there, into the figure four. Hands come behind, a little bit behind the heart so we can roll the shoulder head, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart. Slide the right foot in. Keep the left knee rotating toward the top of the mat. And make sure that the ankle's not collapsing. So flex the foot. Lift the chest toward the shin, or the ankle. Start to feel this lovely juiciness in the outer left hip. Okay, let's set the feet and the hands so that we can come up into our reverse tabletop, pigeon reverse tabletop. Roll the shoulder heads back. The shoulder blades help keep the heart lifted. So as we inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, hover the hips. Inhale, stretch out the left leg. Exhale, pull it in. Pull the chest. Inhale, sweep it up and around. Set it back where it is. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, hover the hips. Inhale, press the heel on. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, set it back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hover. You can also sit the hips down if this is too much. Inhale, press. Exhale, pull. Inhale, press and sweep up. Exhale, set. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, sit on down. Let's see if we
created some space for our seated pigeon. Keep the spine nice and long. So if our spine is all curled as we try to get to our foot, closer to our foot, then let's back off a bit. We want the spine length first, then closing in. One more back here. And release. Release the legs, give them a little shake. Release the hands. In fact, let's flip the palms. So the fingers point down. And then flip the palms to face you and guide the knuckles in. Relax the shoulders as you do this. Counter stretch for the wrists. Shake them out. And we're going to roll on down to our backs. Bring the knees in. Find Sukhasana here. What is your body asking for? We did a lot of work with the sacrum today. So just move the knees however best serves the press of the back of the hips into the mat. That nice press, that nice heaviness and roll creates a massaging action. So just kind of find it. Okay, so we did a lot of external things with our hips. So to counter that, we're going to do a shoelace. So right leg goes over left, crosses over left. So the knees are stacked. Opposite palm to opposite knee. Hug the knees in as we're kind of pulling them across the midline. Okay, something to note, the hips tend to kind of hitch up. Let's make sure that they're level as we pull the knees in. And then pull the tailbone down toward the mat. And what we're looking for is something on the right outer right hip, similar to our pigeon, but it moves a little bit deeper into the glutes. See if you can find that. Pull the knees in and across the midline, and pulling the tailbone back down. Soften through the chin. We're coming in for a landing. Relax through the face. Okay, with our knees already crossed, we're going to come into a twist. So you can either keep the knees crossed like this, or you can hook the right toe around the left ankle. So we have eagle legs. Scoot a bit to the right of your mat with the hips. And then we're going to drop the knees to the left. Switch around here. Close the window. Okay. Keep both shoulder blades on the ground, particularly that right one. And the left hand can either weigh down the knees or it can support them. Now, if having the knees crossed is just too much, feel free to stack. This is our release twist. So we don't need to be struggling into our releases. So find the shape that best speaks to release for you. And then pull the breath down the spine. Get the diaphragm to help massage out the lower back. And if that isn't exactly happening, again, just play with it. We're not married to results. We're here for the exploration. We're here for the journey. And back to center. This time left knee crosses over right. Opposite palm to opposite knee. Pull the knees apart as we draw them in. Make sure the hips are square. We're not hitching up. Which hip likes to hitch up? Left hip likes to hitch up. So let's make sure that the left hip is staying level with the right hip. And then as we pull in, we're also pulling the tailbone in the opposite direction toward the ground. Soften the brow. Again, make sure the chin is not jutting to the sky. Breathe deeply against that left thigh.
And release the knees. Cross the legs or set up the legs however you want them. If you want eagle, that's most intense. Cross knees, second most intense. Stack knees, it's mildest. Again, whatever allows for release. We'll scoot the hips over to the left side and then drop the knees to the right. Staying on the both shoulder blades against the ground, and we're rolled onto the outer right hip. Okay, right hand can help in whatever way speaks to release. Massage the spine with your breath. The more you can release your body into your breath, the more surprises you might get in where the body opens. And that's not unlike the exploration of the mind. All of it is kind of sympathetic magic. It's all kind of parallel because the mind operates very strongly on symbols, on symbolism. And if it works for the body, it's going to work for the mind. So let's go ahead and come on back. Unravel the legs. Hug the knees in. Again, find what your sacrum would like. What's it calling for right now? We are moving into Shavasana. So get yourself set up, or first, if there's a last pose that you can make a deal with your monkey mind. Okay, once I do this, then I'm going to settle into stillness. It's going to be, how are we doing here for time? Oh, 5 minutes. Well, a 5-minute Shavasana, maybe 4. If you want a longer Shavasana, feel free. You have my permission to go as long as your body asks. Once you settle in, let's make sure the shoulder blades are snuggled under the chest. Let's make sure the chin's not jutting. Soften it in, get goofy. Get a goofy chin going on here. Soften through the face. Take a few clearing breaths, inhaling and sighing it out. And then once you feel nice and clear, just level out the breath. No effort. Soften into a sense of sweetness. It took me a long, long time to find Sukha in Shavasana. In fact, I prided myself on not being able to sit still in Shavasana. Pride. Pride goeth before a fall, right? Then I recognized that my personal challenge was to find the Sukha in stillness. That is all very personal. Finding the Sukha in various poses is going to be very personal. And either way, whether it's hard to find Sukha in a pose like Shavasana, or if it's hard to find Sukha in a pose like Twisted Crow, our challenge is to find, through the ease and strength, cultivating ease and strength in each pose. In the midst of that, we're looking for this kind of the Sukha, the sense of bliss. Bliss is a great word because it's happiness, but not adrenaline-fueled happiness. Adrenaline-fueled happiness always has its flip side, being kind of a kind of dismal sorrow or depressive state. So instead of always looking for that adrenaline-fueled happiness, if we can kind of hang out in this bliss place, then we have access to both. We can go into our melancholy areas and we can go into the adrenaline-fueled places, but even keel in a place of bliss is a great place to cultivate. Bliss is the warm hearth fires. Campfire on a chilly winter night. Bliss is not arrogant. Bliss is gentle. In that way, bliss is rather linked to the sukha that we look for in every pose. Whether it's the discomfort of the muscles in the strenuous pose, or the discomfort of the distracting mind in the still pose. Either way, our mindful breath will help trailblaze a path to that space. For those who would like to stay in Shavasana a bit longer, please do so. Otherwise, you can start to deepen the breath. Start to bring some life to the fingers and the toes, up into the ankles and wrists, the head. Take a stretch if you like. When you're ready, walk the feet in and we'll curl onto one side. In the fetal position, the fetal position is part of the symbolism of the whole cycle we move through in our practice. The grand cycle we're all part of. Life, death, birth. Paralleled by the seasons, paralleled by the moon cycle. And let's make our way up to sitting. All right, Sukhasana, the way we started. Once we arrive, just check and see if there's any last little wiggles that need to be released. Release them. And when you're done, let's reach out nice and wide, palms face up, pull the thumbs behind you, lift the heart, lift the chin. As we exhale, let's bring the palms together at heart center. And we'll seal our practice with our own 3 shantis. Take a nice big inhale. Sigh it all out, squeeze it out. Pull the navel in. Inhale for a fresh om.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May peace follow you today, follow your friends and family, and embrace the world. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody who joined me for live, and thank you, anybody who might be checking in later. I hope you enjoyed this morning sequence. Half moon flow, and I hope to see you again next Wednesday. Bye for now.